It's Uncle Makara today. All relations. Let's get started. So, in a lot of different path workings, religions, different contexts, we talk about prayer. Now, prayer is very essential in order to prime ourselves with the vibration and frequency of actually receiving the attunements, downloads, and different edits that happen during a very trance state or meditation or anything like this. So in my meditation class, what we do is we do a prayer and then we meditate. If we don't do a prayer and then we meditate, we're not in the actual frequency or the essence of what that prayer means. So if in the prayer I say, I will become a Buddha for the benefit of all, and then I meditate, I am having a lot more of a profound experience, right, during my meditation, rather than if I just chose not to do any prayer, right? So that's number one. Number two, I want you to understand that maybe you right now have a one-on-one prayer practice or whatever, or you're doing it sort of subconsciously or religiously, and you're not really looking at it as something that can really help you, shape you in a different way, okay, in a different archetype or a different way. So really start looking at your life like a meditation. Start looking at your life like a prayer, okay? This is where the video game is going to shift for you and you feel like you have the controller back, okay? When you feel like you have the remote control back, you can actually pause and go to menu mode, right? And choose when to start the game again. So you almost become the witness to your own experiences, okay? So that's the second thing. A lot of us, we believe in tradition, but are we really embodying that tradition? You might have a family lineage, different ways that you act or different things that you do. Are you really embodying that or feeling that or carrying that gratitude with you, right? Wherever you go. That's what I mean by the living prayer, is every day for me feels like a prayer, feels like a meditation, feels like I'm on a spiritual process. It's not separate from my reality. I'm not like, you know, making myself some coffee and like thinking this is not a spiritual experience. It's the most spiritual experience ever, man. You know, getting the hot water, putting the instant coffee into the cup. Even that, right? Even that seems like it's such a mundane thing. But if I see it through righteous eyes, through holy vision, okay? Holy vision, God goggles, super consciousness, some people call it, okay? If I see it as interconnected as anything else, I'm gonna have a profound experience, okay? Hello, hello from Germany. Cool. So, you know, most of us, we live in this reality where we will only pray or we will only meditate or do gratitude work only when there's adversity, right? Only when there's crisis, only when there's chaos. But when things are going well, we forget about it, right? We completely drop it. And I find that really fascinating how we just drop it instead of actually exploring that, hey, if you were feeling great, wouldn't you still want people to tell you different things and inspire you and guide you and, you know, you feel empowered by them? Of course, you know? So just like that, you know, what makes you think that the universe, God, source, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, whatever higher power you believe in, right? If you understand that it's only about me and my experience, I think you're off, you know? I think you're off. Because again, it's like you're so in your own reality that you're isolated from everybody else. You see what I'm saying? You just want attention. You want to seek attention. Instead of what? Instead of actually connecting with the truth and what's going on around you. You know, you see the tension around you and you experience it as separate from you, right? That person who's sick and weak or whatever is different from me, is separate from me. I don't have to worry about him. You know, I'm all the way over here, Why do I have to worry about that, right? And we create this kind of split or separation, causing us more disharmony internally, right? Not even understanding that, of course, we're not going to go out of our way to try to, you know, like, let's say somebody is suffering. Like, will you go out of your way to help that person if they're suffering? A deep primal human part of us is altruistic, does want to help others. However, we are also brought up in a world that tells us we have a dog-eat-dog nature, take care of yourself, you know? Don't really look at others. It's you have to succeed. You have to be the individual who goes to the top of the finish line, okay? And when we live in that mentality, we forget about others. We just completely, you know, envelop ourselves in ourselves. So it's the cult of identity, but also understand on the opposite side where people are just downplaying themselves and not even being the main characters, right? So you have to fine-tune a proper harmony or balance between both of these worlds, right? We can't just keep hopping from one to the other. We have to understand how to be the master who holds the middle, right? In the Kybalion, they say that. So you have to make sure that you hold the pendulum swing right in the middle, just right here, right? So if you get lopsided, you'll be too priest or too beast, right? So if you're too priest, at times you feel like you're going into your imaginations and head too much. You become a crown chakra seeker. You get so caught up in the mind and imagination and rabbit holes of spirituality that you read, and you just get, you know, ensnared and swallowed by the void, okay? By so much information out there. Now, what if you go fully into the beast? Okay, you've seen some guys like this too. They cut themselves off from that sacredness, right? They say forget God and forget religion or forget any kind of, you know, spiritual structure. I'm just going to do my own thing. So start to, you know, look at the difference between some of these people. Maybe you know the difference based on your understandings too and how you lead your life, right? So really interesting, man. And this topic was brought up because, again, a lot of people, like, you know, the seriousness with how many people will try to win the Olympics, all right, a gold medal in the Olympics. You know how much training and preparation they have to do, right? And I think that's very evident towards a high-level monk who spent years, you know, isolating himself or going to his monastery and leading a life of discipline and going through it again and again and again and again. And it can be equated, right? It's a similar kind of process, right? So there's one monk on one side and you have the athlete on the other side. Can they be combined into a spiritual athlete? Well, we've seen some spiritual athletes, okay? Even UFC fighters have some kind of connection to religion or humility or some kind of process of their own spiritual path, right? Now, some might also be working with entities and so forth. That's besides the point. But really start to understand that there are athletes out there that are very, very connected. And I think it's because they're not looking at it as a competition. They're looking at what they're doing, that sport, as an improvement, as skill development, as they're shedding away their ego, actually, right? So if you're a basketball player, you know, you're crushing down that feeling of like, I'm the man in that moment, to actually dribble and be present, right? So you can get slam dunks, alley-oops, shots into the basket. Is this making sense, guys? So really start to understand that if you are to be a spiritual athlete, you're gonna have to actually give a huge amount of your own time, energy into your own spiritual process. And this process doesn't have to look like anybody else. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to look like anybody else out there. You can follow a already existing structure, but if you understand that you have a specific circadian rhythm, right? Sleep-wake cycle. You have like, look at all the inventors of the world and look at their sleep-wake cycle. They're all different, by the way, okay? They're all different. So nobody is schedule has to look the same as somebody else's, okay? It's really about what is your purpose and mission. And it starts with curiosity, then it becomes passion, and then it reaches purpose at the top of your crown, okay? This is what's happening, right? So the Kundalini Shakti energy, the bottom, your lower chakras, is rising up to the top so that it can meet Shiva, right? The feminine energy of Shakti, that is that energy, meets consciousness itself to create and manifest, okay? So if you are confused about, you know, what process should I follow? What should I do? How many times a day should I meditate? You know, what should I eat if I were to be a spiritual being? All this stuff, all that clarity comes through when you actually have a deep resonant connection with the light within you, okay? As I'm doing research for my study program in Buddhism, I found out that someone was saying that, you know, Buddha is actually a light within. It means the awakened one. He's the one that has awakened from the dream. You see, so a lot of people are still asleep. They're in slumber. But one man has sought it differently. I mean, think about it. He was a king. He had everything that he wanted. You see what I mean? He had everything that he wanted. On the physical, money, status, respect, love, belonging, everything. You know, but there's something still missing. And what is that missing link? Missing link has always been that light within, that spirituality, that bodhi, that nature, that Buddha nature. All of us know we have, which is like a substrate that carries all of our gunk, you know, all of the storylines that we accumulate throughout time, you know, the memories that we have with other people. And there's a difference between having a contaminated, impure mind and a very pure, uncontaminated nectar of bliss. Right? Very, very different. I mean, you could try to measure it, but it's immeasurable, right? It's so experiential. You learn through experience. You learn through all of these, you know, different challenges you go through in life. But if you only keep your blessings for those challenging times, what are you saying to yourself? You're not really blessed, right? You're not really blessed. And that's the thing. Why not live as if you are already blessed, as if you are already a miracle? You see what I'm saying? And it's more really about understanding where you're coming from, not where you're going, okay? Where you're coming from means where's your frame of reality? What is your main focus right now, okay? Is it your health? Is it your relationships? Is it your work? Where is it that is getting the most focus in your life, okay? And by understanding that, you can also understand where you're putting your attention, right? Because if your work is getting all your attention, then of course you're not having a good social life. If you're having a great social life, maybe your work's not getting enough attention. This is how we think in society, right? It has to be this or that. I have to decide, I have to make a choice. I cannot integrate both. You know, think of it like this. Someone is saying, hey, do you want pizza today or sushi, right? Have you ever considered having both? Right? Pizza for lunch, sushi for dinner. Why is it that we always have to live in this Goosebumps novel, right? Like you turn to page 15 or turn to page 5. Why is it only 2 options? Because we're programmed like that. We're programmed to live in this binary reality, right? Or yes or no. Okay? That's why we want that clarity, like, is it just yes or is it no, right? Maybe is the one that glitches the matrix. Maybe is gambling. Maybe is a risk. Some of you are getting this, others you're just going over your head. Some of you are saying that I'm word salading, poo-poo pee-pee. Look at all these comments, man, okay? So let's see them. One guy was like, I'm bussin', right? Let's look at all these. Okay? No, I haven't really thought about it, Jack. I'm speaking from the heart and soul. That's the thing. I don't have a script ready to talk about this topic. I know it. You get what I'm saying? So, any questions so far on this topic? Start looking at yourself like a spiritual athlete, like a spiritual Olympian. You're going through the levels, and it doesn't matter what the levels are. You're reaching the cosmic order yourself, right? And you're bringing it down, and you're gonna reach gold no matter what. And it's not a competition. It's skill development. It's improvement. It's a process of you cleaning yourself out, purifying yourself, right? Make yourself more real, making yourself more natural, organic. Not like adding additives and preservatives to your personality to seem cooler or like to overemphasize things. Man, no. You're just in your own element, as someone would say. Okay, you're in your zone. You're in your flow state. That's what I'm most passionate about, man. I've been learning about the flow state for the longest time ever. And that's what I've dedicated my life to. And again, dedication, right? That's the bhakti. That's that, doubling down on not just believing it, but really devoting yourself to something. You see what I'm saying? Champ, I'm talking about living your life as a prayer and meditation, being conscious and mindful as you're living, and looking at your life like you're a spiritual athlete, right? Looking at your life like I'm here to actually go through any of the levels or initiations or any challenges from my spirit guides. I don't care, man. I'm here to do it all. I'm here to go from A to B, and I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna chart a path to get there. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about really emphasizing the fact that your spiritual journey, right, holds your health, wealth, relationships in its palm. As you improve your spiritual experience of life, you feel the interconnectedness. You start feeling compassion and empathy, and you start being kinder to people. You're like, why am I doing this? Well, it's a naturalness that's coming through. I naturally am there to help people. It's like it was hazy before. You get what I mean? It was still fuzzy before or earlier, but now I see it for what it really is and what it can be. So that's what I'm talking about, champ. And again, champ, right? You've already predetermined that you are the champ through your name, which is actually very powerful. You've chosen something that allows you to tap in to championship. You see what I'm saying? So you've already established a triumph through your name. That's actually very intelligent, if you think about it. This is why a lot of rappers, they name themselves after money, okay, to get rich. A lot of celebrities do this, right? They have an alter ego that they step into. When they can access that, they tap into that version, right? Because that personality is very different. Slim Shady is very different to Marshall Mathers, correct? They're two different people, okay? Beyonce Knowles is very different from Sasha Fierce. It's different, okay? Black Mamba is very different from Kobe. But they're still a part of the same. You get what I mean? It's like a symbiote, like Venom from Spider-Man or whatever, right? Still a part of you, but it's different. So my character, Sumet Chatterjee, doesn't even know what Uncle Makara knows on this YouTube channel. You see? Uncle Makara is a pseudonym, an avatar, you could say, a character where I've given him the constraints and then I allow him, like a crocodile, to strike. Different moments, right? By the way, Makara is the sea monster of the Vedas. Helped Ma Ganga go from place to place, helped Lord Varuna go from place to place, and so forth. So basically the Uber of the gods, okay? If you want to think of it like that. And my phone is being weird. Any other questions, guys? Or are you just curious about this? Like, what's this brown guy talking about? You right? Any other questions, guys? I might end it soon. No other questions, okay. So, really, the way I want you to think about this is, whoa, caught my phone. That's Ultra Instinct right there. See that? Damn. That would have smashed my phone on the floor and just, whoosh. Right? That's an example of flow state, okay? Maybe I should move this, huh? Maybe I should just have it like this. How about this? Hold on. Bro, I'm gonna send you all the... I'm gonna sell you on everything. This guy says you better not sell me an extended warranty on my car. Okay? Bro, I'm gonna sell you on so many different things. I'm gonna first of all bother you as a telemarketer. I'm gonna change personalities, and then I'm gonna become a car salesman, right? I'm the same guy. It's like a series of unfortunate events, right? It's the same guy, but just dressed up different. Trust me, man, you're gonna see scripts everywhere. You're gonna see him in your dreams. You're gonna see him in your nightmares. You're gonna see him in, the back of the classroom randomly as a hallucination. You're gonna see me as like a mascot in a supermarket, dressed up in the corner. Like, why is that guy from YouTube here? I thought he was just an Indian guy from YouTube. I didn't know he was all of the, he'd achieved Yogananda status and now he's everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm not in the US, brother. I'm in India, but I know I have an American accent. I don't talk like this. That's why you're a bit turned off by it. You're like, what the hell? Why isn't he speaking in the way that his mother tongue is supposed to sound? Why is he putting on an American accent, Well, that's because I lived abroad, man. I don't want to sound like that. I can sound however I want to sound, you know what I mean? Also, I studied acting and voice acting and so forth. So I can sound like this if you want me to, mate. Okay? Doesn't matter to me. Okay? But then once I do this, it's like everybody tells me to do impressions and imitate this. And it's like, I'm not a dancing monkey either. I'm just living my life. You know what I mean? But yeah, live in that pure consciousness, Again, it's like being in no mind, but not in no mind like you're in a zombie state, like you're just autopilot, just allowing things to, come up. Sorry. Can you do Trump? Exactly. You see what I mean? Not really. I mean, I can try my best, but I can't do every single impersonation, I don't think. I end up sounding more like the comic book guy, you know what I mean, when I do Trump. Worst episode ever, Sounds kind of similar, but... But anyway, it's interesting, man, because I was researching this a little bit, and structured water, right, is called plasma. They found out that the heart is not a pump, it's a vortex, right? Look up Plasma Born 369. He's on Instagram. I'm going to do a session with him. A light body activation session is very powerful. The man knows his stuff, right? The man really knows how to... He's done it for himself, and it's very clear from his art form, okay? Does India compare to U.S. as we're living politics, economy, crooked government? Man, everybody has a crooked government. I think that's governmente, right? Governmente, M-E-N-T-E, mente, mind, governing your mind, okay? Mind control. I would say so, man. I don't pay attention too much to the... I know as an adult I should be reading the news and keeping up with politics. It's not my main concern, man, I'm so focused on my spiritual process that it overrides everything that I do. Really, really, though. I think about it. I consider it. I listen to people's opinions. I listen to both sides of the coin, And I still remain the middle path. Straight and narrow path, but also in the center, I'm not I've tried it before the other way, right? The road to excess leads to the palace of wisdom, my friends. Okay? You can go overboard one night and go blackout drunk, but you'll just go back to God. We've seen it time and time again. You go to AA meeting, they'll tell you 12-step program back to God, right? Logic is beautiful. Thank you, bro. So, news push what they want to push, not what's actually going on. Exactly. Exactly, man. And that's the thing. It's like, you're getting a very specific perspective from the news, right? It's sensationalist. It's kind of spicy, right? It gives you like that spark of like, ooh, there's something going on, you know? If it bleeds, it leads, you know? Think about all these journalists. Think I'm starting to bald? I know, man. Yeah, I'm getting older, man. I don't know, maybe I should get like a hairpiece or something as I'm getting older. But yeah, man, that's just my body though, you know? It's just, yeah, I'll get a rug on my head. You know what I'll get? I'll get a wig. I'll get a wig. Apollo 8, that's up to you, man. Hey, that's up to you. That has nothing to do with me. I know culture is gonna challenge. You see, people are calling me already. I'm very high demand, guys. You get what I mean? Like, today I have like 3 sessions in a row. I'm a counselor, I'm a positive psychologist. Jay Shri Ram, brother. They're on a chain, but thank you. It's a mala. It's a beads. Or you mean this chain? This chain. Ugh. Har Har Mahadev, right? I have the Har Har Mahadev one. You're torn, says Apollo. 32. Man, Apollo, you just gotta walk your talk, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna get challenged for that. However, hey, become an expert. You know what I mean? Leonardo DiCaprio can do it, why can't you? What are the main religions in India? I'm guessing Christian, Muslim, and Sikh? Bro, India is full of like a classification of so many religions. That's why we say unity amongst diversity, right? There's Jainism, Sikhism, Buddhism, you know, Hinduism, Islam. There's everything, bro. There's everything here. Brother, I believe Christ is king. He's the top. He's the top. Everything else is an emanation of that. And, you know, consider him their angel, his angels, right? I consider all these other beings as angels, to be honest with you. But I understand that subconsciously, or I don't know if maybe one of my guardian angels told me this or whatever. Oh, there's a dragonfly outside my window. Uh-oh, rebirth time, guys. Rebirth time. I also saw a lizard in my in the elevator. So lizard is symbolic more so of like getting back into your body again, right? You've been 2 in your head. And the dragonfly is a symbol of rebirth, right? So I always pay attention to the signs and symbols around me. No, but I'll just I'll shout his song out. I don't want to play it in the background, bro, because YouTube has this weird copyright policies, you know. So if he's using a beat from somewhere or whatever, you know, I would love to, but just let me know his artist name or whatever. I'll just shout him out here, okay? I'm in Australia, but I've traveled to India when I was 19. Oh wow, that's amazing. I'm actually going to New Zealand, Ishka. For my event. I host an event around the earth chakras every year. One of the earth chakras. I don't know if you've ever heard of the earth chakras. There's like different dragon ley lines across the planet. that have different resonances or energies. So I believe the solar plexus is in New Zealand, that area. But yeah, I've yet to go to Australia. Australia. One time, my dad was asked by an Australian guy, have you come to die? Right? Like today, have you come to die? My dad's like, no, I haven't come to die. What are you talking about? Right? The accent difference. Have you come to die? Have you come to die, Mr. Bond? Yeah, I came here today. Mitai is his name, and thank you, I subscribed already. Okay, guys, go check out Mitai. Hey, blast his music. If you're driving a convertible, a red convertible, just blast his music, you know? Open that sunroof and jam out to some Mitai. Is that good enough, JM? Appreciate it. New Zealand, you love the freshness. Oh yeah, I can already tell. I can already tell. There's a lot of energy there. Mana, which is mana me right now. So I get that, man. There's a mana about that place, right? The prestige, a power, a life force energy flowing through that island, that place, you know? And I sense that. I sense that in a lot of people. I sense that in a lot of people. This energy, this life force energy, prana, mana, chi, ki, whatever you want to label it as, okay? Ultra instinct, sage mode, okay, if you're speaking anime. I've been just enveloping myself in this stuff, man. I don't want to do anything else, I don't think. I just have the Holy Spirit within me, and that's it. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. I just need my Bodhi mind, right? My awakened mind, and my spirit. Again, it's not mine. It's like I'm accessing it, but it's like, whoa, that's my pure awareness, right? I am that pure consciousness, and you are too. When you come back to that realization, you go, whoa, that's trippy. That's really trippy. Means you're a girl or a guy? Because that's weird if you're trying to breed with me and you're a guy. Because I don't swing that way. Alright. Sup, bro? Matt Brown. Hey, I had a roommate called Matt Kirby in my college. So, man, I'm a big fan of Matts everywhere. All the Matthews. All the biblical names. All glory go to God, man. That's right, man. Praise the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Absolutely. Spanish. Hola. Rodolfo. Mi amigo. Bienvenido. My name's so boring, though. Nah, bro. Matt Brown sounds like a detective name. Straight up. Doesn't it? Hey. Other people in the chat can tell you, Matt. Matthew is a cool name. If you read the Bible, you'll know. If you get the chance to get to the east coast of Australia, you have the right perception of the energy of life. Cool, thank you, Ishka. I will check that out. The east coast of Australia. Cool, let me write that down. East Coast. But yeah, Rudolf Steiner is something I've been looking into. I mean that man is incredible. You know, chestahedron, seven-sided point in your heart, and so forth. He really breaks down all these esoteric information quite well. You know, including I know I mentioned Walter Russell as well. Incredible. I just like to collect all the genius minds and just extract, you know, wisdom from them. To be honest, like Rogue from X-Men, I always call myself, like taking, you know, different people's superpowers and enveloping it and looking at it through my own flow state lens, right? That's why on this channel I've done breakdowns of the movie Limitless and breakdowns of the movie Soul from Disney, right? I've done a quick breakdown of Quicksilver, the character from X-Men, who's tapping into that speed or that flow state, but within that there's also his idiosyncrasies, right? So I've done a lot of breakdowns like this on this channel, and I might keep going with those, you know, but I'm enjoying these lives so far because it's so interactive and I get to know you guys more, you know. Good morning, God bless you and your family, my brother. Hey, shout out to you, Chu. Shout out to Chu and you. Okay, Champion Ethos is Matt Brown. I need some PI work done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Personal investigation. He needs to find out where his ex is hiding, right? Hey, thank you, brother. My grandpa was a detective. Wow. Hey, I just pulled that through the quantum, right? Damn. And I live on the East Coast, Gold Coast. Hey, Gold Coast. Hit me up, champion. I'm currently destroying Drake's legacy. Hey, let's go. Okay. I mean, he spoke about God's plan before, you know, but no. Man, that whole Kendrick and Drake thing, right? Going back and forth. It's so interesting because I find that normally you would say that Drake is more 5D or 3D, but Drake is being 3D right now, man. Three-dimensional. Third density. And Kendrick, his whole career has always just been fifth dimensional, you know, connecting to source. So it's very interesting. I'm not like picking sides. I like both artists, but it's like, whoa. This was a bloodbath. This was like the Mahabharata, right? Hit that thumb up, my friends. That's right. That's right. Support the algorithm, you know? Tease it. Flirt with the algorithm, you know? Hey, just give it a little thumb. Ooh. Damn, boy. Enfield 500. I rode it from Delhi to Himachal Pradesh, then down to Mumbai, then to Goa, back to Delhi. What an adventurer, man. Wow. You rode your Enfield 500 from Delhi to Himachal Pradesh, then you went to Mumbai, then to Goa, then back to Delhi. Sounds like an adventure, man. That's all I can tell you. This guy's living main character, May. I swear. Kendrick says he answers to Metatron, which I always liked. I work with Metatron, so I get that. And again, a lot of people confuse the Metatron cube for the Saturnian cube. Don't get caught up in the nonsense, okay? Don't get caught up in so much of the nonsense, because it's not the same thing. You have to have the ability, the sword of discernment is so important on the spiritual path, guys. Okay? You have to be like, that's noise, that's destructive, and that's evil. I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to go with the light, positive beings that choose to work with me, that already organically are attracted to me in my energy, in essence, right? And have it help me. What we've discovered on our path, and you're going to discover this through reading our text, our manuscript of Primal Sutra. But basically, we have 7 deities or beings, which are like the Pokeballs, right? Different portals you can enter. So you can enter the third eye portal and you'll find different being, a different being that helps you associated with that. Almost like teachers, right? So we're in an internship on Earth. Earth sounds like heart as well, if you rearrange it, right? So understand that this is the kind of the place, this is the launching pad for a lot of people, is the heart space. And we're moving from more of a, let's just say, more of a solar plexus, go, a go-getter energy to a more heart-based energy. That's why you're seeing the energy shift on the planet right now. You know, you're going from solar plexus chakra to heart chakra as a collective. And I might be completely wrong about this, but I'm noticing that essence, that energy come up. Because a lot of coaches are saying, I'm heart-centered now. Okay, what does that even mean? Where did that come from, right? It was clearly a download. It was clearly something, right? Someone thought about. And it entered into the hive mind. I was lucky to survive, says Ishka. Dang. You know, when we were in Costa Rica, we got caught up in a mountain, almost like at a cliff end a little bit. And we were like stuck in the mud. It was raining. There was no way out. We played the luck and probability subliminal sound file, the morphic resonance sound file by Sapien, saved our lives. And I called upon all of the deities to help us out. Guess what? We saw a black dog, which was associated with Kalabhairava, which is associated with Mahadev, with Shiva. And eventually, that black dog led us towards a church. Right? You guys aren't believing this story, but some of your crowns lit up when I said that. I know. Trust me. And so we followed this church, right? We just saw the cross on the church, and we knew we were safe. Right? Because it's such a powerful symbol, the cross. Like all these powerful symbols, right? Even the Tai Chi symbol is such a beautiful symbol, right? But the cross is beautiful because it's heaven going up and earth down, right? That's the esoteric meaning of the symbol. Of course, it's Christ on the cross and his sacrifice for our sins and so forth, but it's also the heaven on earth, heaven and earth, right? And I really love that understanding, because you're taking the concept of something so sacred and grand and higher up, and you're integrating it. You're finding the primal base of yourself. You're going from foundations again. But anyway, besides that point, we met a Costa Rican man who helped us out move our car. With his car, he went up the mountain. We met a beautiful family who helped us out, and you know, they were happy to help. And we use Google Translate, so shout out to Google Translate. That helps me with my very poor Spanish that I learned growing up, okay? I took like maybe 2 Spanish classes in my life, right? Trying to figure it out. But guess what? The universe was protecting us and our path working, right? And immediately when we were leaving that place, there was like a witch holding a wine glass, driving a car, going and laughing. And I'm not even joking. You can ask my friend Ryan G, my business partner as well. He will tell you. Every time you leave what happens in the story, right? The witch comes out of the dark place or the bad place or whatever, So, hey, those little adventures though, they're so amazing, Plus this crosses the fixed zodiac signs. Yeah. I mean, anything can be seen through that lens, right? They're all just different maps. Like the zodiac is one map. Gene Keys is one map, bioenergetics another map. There's so many maps out there, and I love to just, find the overlaps of all of them. I love to integrate it. That's what I've done. I mean, if I didn't integrate all my interests, I'd be very bored, But now I'm finding myself in relaxation and actual bliss, ecstasy, like moments of incredible, epiphanies coming through. I did see Kendrick when he supported Eminem in Brisbane. I love Goddess Devi. Goddess Devi, yeah. The cross is a strong symbol, and I do believe in the universe helping in many ways. It's beautiful, If you look up Omnism, you'll find there's the symbol is a dove, right? And the dove is so symbolic of peace, You know how at the end of yoga we say, that little speech that yogis give, and then at the end you say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, right? That is similar to the dove, right? Because the dove is just peace, 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 right? And that's all we're looking for is peace, really. Because peace is, earlier I would have all the emotions, I'd have joy, I'd have passion, I never had peace though. Now I'm starting to experience what peace really feels like. And it's amazing. It's amazing. There's a big difference, right? Because a lot of content you watch on YouTube, they're trying to attack your nervous systems, right? Shock your nervous systems. Like, it has to be like this, it has to do that, rah, 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 right? And they'll pummel their products at you, and it's just not, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel authentic. Feels like they have some hidden agenda or something, right? What's the point of that? I mean, we're all human beings. We're here to make connections with each other. I'm learning that through the hard way. I went into this understanding that I need to heal myself, And a lot of people, they discount that. They're like, what do you mean? You're a man. Tough it up. You don't need to heal. What are you talking about, right? And I heard that growing up. Well, I was hyper-feminized when I was growing up. A light worker, empath guy who was just like, let's go with the flow, man. I was that guy, right? And nowadays I've adopted or changed my character towards one which is more integrated. And that's what I help people do, is understand that this path is integrated, my friends, right? It's the priest and the beast. We cannot separate these two, okay? There's a part of you that's like a caveman or a cavewoman essence, right? But then there's also a part. Yeah. Thank you, Ishka. I appreciate your comments. And, yeah. If you want, you can join the Telegram group. We do a lot of free events and so forth. Again, we are going to go to New Zealand. So, at maybe November time. So yeah, let me know if you want to, I don't know, meet up somewhere if you want. It's pretty close to you, right? New Zealand, Australia are like, I don't know, a flight away, maybe. God and Satan are found in the same place. Well, how do you know that, man? Okay. Right? We're all just guessing. We're like, what happens after afterlife? For me, it's a big question mark. But I choose to not focus on the little curve of the question mark. I'm at the dot of the question mark. You see? So even if I don't know, I remain pure awareness. Right? So question mark, it's like this. Don't focus on this part. Be the observer that remains here. Even when you're confused, okay? That's how you find Godfidence. Not confidence, Godfidence. The biggest thing is people being just so damn numb to things. It makes me feel like I'm the crazy. Well, yeah, I get what you mean. And that's why you name yourself the schizo prophet, right? To feel like you have a permission slip to be crazy and be yourself and completely you, you know? And that's valid, bro. That's really valid. And I'm telling you, you're smart, dude. You know, you can catch a lot of the information that other people can't. You're going through my channel and commenting a lot of very deep, resonant things about it, you know? Not gonna lie. You're noticing things that others aren't noticing. You're going, whoa, that's interesting. Or I've noticed this shift in this energy, in this timeline, right? So you're doing it. You're already doing it, man. Okay? It doesn't, they're crazy. They're calling you crazy, but they're socially conditioned. They're culturally conditioned. So anything that's outside of their norm, they're going to call it crazy or ignorant or, you know, or, yeah, oh, that's the devil. Oh, that's, okay, or whatever. It's just some projection, man. You don't have to focus on that. Focus on the people that love you, that support you, that want to see you shine on this journey. Gas them up. They gas you up. You find a way. The upward spiral gang, man. All the way to the finish line. There is no finish line, really. But that hope, that faith that keeps us moving, that fuel within us to accomplish, to achieve, but also let go and release. That's the thing. You're very wise, Izishka. Thank you. Wisdom comes from experience, you know? I have a lot of knowledge, but you guys aren't listening to my knowledge. You're listening to the wisdom underneath the knowledge, right? I might read a Neville Goddard book and then spit some facts, but doesn't change anything, right? But if I see Neville Goddard through my own lens, oh, now we're talking. It's a different game now. Oof. One of my strengths, and you guys can do the strength quiz as well. I highly recommend it as a positive psychologist. Everybody should do a strengths quiz to find out their top strengths. Don't do Clifton Strengths or Strength Finder 2.0. Forget all of those ones. Go for the one that I know, and that's the top one. That's the GOAT, okay? Which is VIA, okay? Values in Action. Also called character strength. So go to viastrengths.com or org, I believe. You can look it up, VIA Strengths Quiz, okay? Just type it into Google. And yeah, it's an amazing way to work, because once you know my top strength is honesty, guess what? Now you can use honesty way more and tap into the path of least resistance, right? By knowing what my strength is, I am stronger. If I'm unaware of where I'm strong, I'm gonna feel like I'm weak, even though I'm not. I'm just gonna have a lack of clarity and depth on my actual skill set, right? My character strengths. So these are virtues that they're born from, these character strengths. So if you have a creativity as your top strength, you understand it comes through wisdom, or it comes through another virtue, right? That's how it's getting there in the first place. Not through your vices, not through the weird shadows that you have, okay? We all have shadows. Some of them aren't weird shadows, I get it. We have to integrate them, we have to love them like a best friend, man. Learn to love your shadow. Stop resisting it. Stop feeling like this is a bad part of me. I need to amputate this part of me out of me. No, you have to integrate it. You have to make it real. You have to take it and understand that where do the dark and the light meet? How am I going to use this in my daily life, okay? Layer of context, that's right. It's in and out to layer of context. Feel that Satan is the denial of God and God is the I am, and good and evil hinges on whether to admit the truth, and therefore, being the observer, you see that the two are one from the same source. Amazing. Thank you, VIA, because I've not had a good response from the last psychologist I had to see. Hey man, that's the that's the difference between psychologists and positive psychologists, you know? Psychologists just look at what is abnormal about you. Where are you broken? Where's your deficits? Where are your weaknesses? A positive psychologist, on the other hand, will take you from where you're getting by to flourishing, thriving, right? Positivity, taking you towards your strengths, your motivations, not just focusing on the past. I mean, I do tend to focus on the past emotional gunk too. I think it's necessary, right? I love to do extra research into Jung and all this stuff. But again, we have to also peer into the edge of our future to really change our lives, correct? And so that's what I want you to think about is like, let me look at my future, how I want it to be. And that's that's where coaching comes in. It's also studied how to be a coach, coaching psychology, right? That was my master's as well. So applied positive psychology and coaching psychology, two different things, right? But they're combined in the degree. And so, yeah, I love just speaking about this, helping people with that context, because my perspective is different than theirs. You know, someone comes to me and they're saying, I'm really depressed, I'm having this, but they're not seeing it through a fresh pair of eyes. They're seeing it through their own blind spots and conditioning. You see? So what do? I kill people. Not in a murderous way. I kill their old identities. I make them authentic again. I help them find their true sense of being. So they shed their snake skin, right? Their old gunk, the dust of the ego, like, and now they're fresh and clean. Fresh and so clean, yeah right, you ain't bumping like I'm bumping, you ain't saying nothing, homie, you ain't fresh as I'm is, yeah right. Okay? Bet. Epic. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button. You already know what it is. We are the Upward Spiral Gang, Primal Sutra gods in training. Remember who you really are. You have spiritual amnesia. You are a god, and yet you forgot. You are an ascended master, and you forgot. Your memory does not allow you to remember that you actually knew these mystery teachings. You were in Atlantis. You had all of these codes. But slowly over time, you came back into the real world, and everything felt like, yeah, I just have to get a job, get a girlfriend, get a wife, you know, move out of town, do my own, right? And now we're getting the memory back. The spiritual amnesia is fading away. All right? Jenny Jew! Peace out, peace out. Thank you so much. Schizo Prophet says, we were all there is the beginning when the firmament was placed upon the waters of the void. See what I tell you? This guy's a prophet, huh? See you next time, Primal. Peace out, Ishka. Let's go. Upward Spiral Gang. Let's go. May you never be the same again, and may the flow be with you. Remember, there's no good or bad, light or dark. Everything is the flow. Peace.